What other emerging trends have you seen in the realm of like workplace personalization?
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing is we're just continuing to follow what we've seen in consumer marketing and consumer experience and seeing those trends continue. So, video in those formats, that's definitely one. Omni-channel is another. So if you think about ways, again, you're looking at a pair of shoes and you might be on your desktop and then you switch to mobile and maybe you'll get an SMS or a push notification that says, we noticed this is still in your cart. We'll give you free shipping, and you still don't take action. And then you're checking your email and you get an email offering another discount. So these are different ways that as we go through our day, as humans and as consumers, we are on multiple devices.
Yeah.
And so bringing that notion of omni-channel and truly meeting people where they are, that's another big trend. And then I can't, overestimate or I can't, just talk about the importance of data to drive that personalization and really using it to learn and understand preferences and behavior, and then be able to magically, just like in our consumer lives, be able to deliver what we need when we need it, where we want it.
Yeah, I got to be honest. They always get me with the shoes. I always end up buying them.
Boom. There you go. It works.
I had someone recently tell me, I don't know if I've shared it on the podcast this season, but I think I will. Somebody recently was like, "You're like really good at marketing." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "You seem to like really understand marketing." And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I like don't have a marketing background, but I'm always thinking about like, what do the employees need to know? How do they need to receive it? What is going to get my point across best? And how can I make them understand what's in it for them?"
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah. And then I map it to this like thing and it's like a campaign. And they were like, "You just described marketing." And I was like, oh,
yeah,
I get it. But I think a lot of HR leaders are doing this intentionally and don't even realize.
And I think that's the opportunity, because campaigns work. They just do. And it's what is my audience? What is my desired outcome? And then what do I need to do? What is the thing I need to give them? The content, the communication, is it a video? Is it some bullet points? Is it a survey? Am I asking for feedback? Kind of what are the things that I need to do to get to that desired outcome? And then let's measure it. And if I didn't get to the desired outcome, let's retarget. Let's do something else. And so, like you said, you've explained marketing and marketing automation. And that's what we see. There's just a massive, massive opportunity to give this to HR leaders to really manage the employee experience at scale, and be able to, just like getting those people to buy the shoes. Buy the shoes, understand your full benefits, be on a leadership track, right? Be a high performer and stay for a really long time.
Yeah. It's weird. It's so fascinating sometimes being in this role, because a lot of the things we experience at work mirror the outside world. So things happening in the world always kind of show up at work. But this last frontier of like, our consumer experience is so different from our workplace experience, I think is like, we're finally getting closer to it. Even in this conversation, I'm like, it's so clear to me the things I need to now go work on in the next 3 to 6 months to make sure that my employees are getting this like really custom, robust feeling experience. But I find it interesting that the last frontier feels like right now that we're treated as consumers elsewhere, and at work, we're not really treated as consumers. And so I'm excited to see where the future goes. But how do you envision that workplace communications are going to evolve in maybe the next 5 to 10 years, like broader horizon?
Yeah, no, I think it's exactly what you described. It's sort of like we need to engage with our people like we really know them. Yes. And I think that seems, again, simple, but it's quite profound. And to your point, it's hard to do it at scale, and we can't trade off the personalization or really, really knowing them for scale. And as HR professionals, we're asked to do more with less. And so we are going to have to use technology to automate some of these things, and really deliver on those experiences. Obviously, I think AI is, one big way that we will be able to deliver hyper personalized, contextualized experiences at scale. And one of the interesting ways that I think things will evolve right now, we're seeing a lot of AI and Gen AI in content creation. Let's help me write this, create this video, whatever it might be. I think the real opportunity is actually on the receiving end. So if you think about communication is two-way, we have to connect with our people. It's not just what we're pushing at them, it's how they're receiving it, right? And so if, as a CEO, if I make a video, maybe not everybody wants to receive a video. Maybe some people actually would prefer bullet points, or they want something that is created into some sort of visual or an infographic. Language translation, that's easy. We're doing that today. But as we really think about providing that every single employee an experience personalized and tailored to them, we are going to, in addition to technology to help with automation, some AI to really help to understand the receiving end of the communication, because that's ultimately what will drive any sort of behavior change we want, any sort of true engagement and inspiration that we need to get our people performing at their peak potential.
Oh, I love that two-way street opportunity. I'm like, what would my employees even reply with? It was like a real thought I just had. I was like, oh God, what are they going to say when I let them do this? But I think it's so true. I'm excited, honestly. A lot of the problems I see in the workplace, I always come back to is a communications problem.
Mm-hmm.
And the connection and recognition and all of it's really connected. And I don't think a lot of us have stopped to think could this retention problem that we have, or this toxic environment that maybe we've accidentally created, could we have done something like communicate better and actually avoided this completely? And I think a lot of times I spiral about this, honestly. It's probably an existential crisis I have at least twice a month, where I'm like, God, we should have communicated that better, because we should have made it clear. And if we had made it clear from the beginning, and then this wouldn't have happened and we wouldn't be here. But I don't know. I'm going to be spiraling about this again today, because I think it's exciting to see where we're going as a workplace experience. And I think the desire for personalized is never going to go away.
Never. And if you think that most problems we have are communication problems, or better said, communication can provide the solution.
Yeah.
And so, that's the lens, I obviously believe that that's the lens that I see the world. And when I talk to other CEOs at our customers much, much larger than us, that's what it is.